Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, the show where Tennille and myself take a look at every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I am Sean Whitney.
And I'm Tennille.
And today we are taking a look at the 2-hour space opera from Japan, Toei of Japan specifically, Cyborg 009, Legend of the Super Galaxy. So you know those movies way back, the Cyborg 009 movies? Well, they're back, sort of.
They're back.
And they had to go to space, because why would you not?
Everybody's going to space now. That's what the cool kids do.
Just, you go to space.
Yep.
Curse the not sudden yet inevitable journey into space movies. Is the first thing I wrote in my notes.
Curse the 2-hour-long timeline that they feel that these movies need to take up. That's really my biggest complaint.
Because they don't.
Yeah, they really don't.
You know, I just realized I left an entire subplot section of the movie out because I forgot it existed.
Probably because it didn't matter.
It didn't.
Yeah.
But it took up like an entire half hour of the movie.
So, long story short, we didn't really care for this film, but Whitney, do you want to enlighten us on what the plot of this was?
So, in case you're not aware of it, there's a group of 9 superheroes.
We've already watched 2 movies in this franchise, and there's been an anime and a manga and all that stuff. But the basic plot of those is that, like, there are these cyborg people who...
Made by a good doctor, but was forced to make them because of evil reasons. But now they
It's
save
a very
people.
Mega Man X situation.
You don't need to add X. It's just Mega Man.
Mega Man situation, yes.
Mega Man or Astro Boy.
Yeah.
People die or almost die, and then they get turned into cyborgs, and they all have special abilities. Most of them don't matter.
This one, though, is particularly tokenism-y.
Oof. Yeah, because, like, you got...
And by tokenism-y, I mean racist.
Because you got the African guy who can swim good, and he does, like, one thing in the whole movie. Otherwise, he just stands in the back.
Like, that's not racist in and of itself, other than the fact that, like, he doesn't do anything.
The Chinese guy is really racist.
The Chinese guy is really racist. But no, the black guy is definitely more so racist just because he is a caricature. And they keep trying to change how he looks to be less of a caricature, but it's always bad.
Every iteration of this franchise, he looks different because they're like, how do we make it look less racist? Is that better? I think so. I don't know. It's the 80s.
I hate it.
There's also the Native American guy.
Oh.
He exists. He's just there and he's really big and strong. And that's all he does.
Yeah.
Because they all have like one power except for 009, who's just good at everything, which is why he's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
The Chinese guy speaks with a thick Chinese accent and breathes fire.
Yeah, at least the talking part is in the dub that we watched, because we did have to watch this in a dub.
Mm-hmm.
And so the American dub of it is very bad.
Yeah.
One change I noticed is that the one that can change and look like anything they want isn't a child anymore, and now they're just like another guy, and he's bald still, but like he's just a dude.
He used to be an English kid, but in this dub, for whatever reason, he was Scottish.
I think he was supposed to be Irish, but the accent that they used
was real bad.
Was not Scottish or Irish.
No.
It was just kind of, I've got an accent, eh?
It was like if you tried to do an accent.
Like, it's literally that bad of an accent.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are you supposed to be putting on an accent? Whatever.
Okay.
Sure.
So anyways, these are our heroes. Plus there's tokenism of girl.
Yeah, there's girl that can see good and hear good. That's her power.
That's her superpower.
There's also psychic prophetic baby who has...
But he spends most of the movie as being kidnapped, so whatever.
Exactly. He notices that there's an alien threat that's coming, and there's a different scientist is like, I think there's a thing called a super galaxy out there that if you could harness it, you'd have unlimited energy. It's the MacGuffin that everybody's after. And then the psychic baby is like, oh my god, there's an evil force about to attack. Wouldn't you know it, the evil force attacks and kidnaps the baby and that scientist who knows about the super galaxy because he wants the super galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, an alien kid shows up with a spaceship from a different planet that got attacked by this bad guy and is like, my entire race has been wiped out. I need your help because... Thanks, help me.
Help me, please.
Help me take out the bad guy. Like, he tries...
It's already... Like, everybody's already dead, so... Like, it's kind of too little too late, buddy.
Yeah, but he wants help taking down the bad guy.
Yeah, which is understandable.
So, look, they have a spaceship. They didn't even have to, like, build one or anything. They just have a spaceship and a new space kid to, like, tell them where to go. And so they do that. They go out and they have space adventures, you know, like dodging asteroids and...
I gotta say, too...
Warping.
The spaceship is a dumb-looking Yamato.
It's like jade green, and it looks like it's supposed to be like a half-built, like ancient Japanese ark, but it's not completely done. So it looks kind of. It looks really silly. Okay, I can't get around it. It's a very silly-looking ship.
Space adventures include them going through an astro field where, for some reason, the bad guys knew that they would be going through this specific asteroid belt, so they put mines in all the asteroids so that they can't blow up the asteroids.
So they have to
get through. So they have to go through the asteroid belt, eventually, but then they blow it up anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, they do get... Because of that, their ship gets damaged, so they land on a planet. Mm-hmm. And then this is the plot that I forgot to write down.
You forgot to write down the plot about the planet?
Yeah, I know. It's like the most interesting thing that happens in this movie, and I forgot about it. Okay? They land on a planet. This planet's already been destroyed by the evil bad guys, and now all the local people have reverted to using spears and bows. Cool, thanks.
The cyborgs... in particular, comment about how, like, why have these people gone back to their savage ways? And just like, ugh.
Wow, can you not use words like that?
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a purple princess lady that psychically speaks to them and like, hey, help me. So they go and they help her out of, like, a piece of jewelry on a giant robot who was terrorizing the planet.
Man, you're right. This plot doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all, because as soon as they get her out, she's like, help me rebuild my planet and help my people. And then the bad guys show up and kill everyone, including the princess, so it did not matter, except we had a 30-minute love interest for Cyborg 009 because him and the girl obviously are supposed to be like a thing.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, she dies and it doesn't matter. They've been
going through this like mini conflict where he like...
I don't want you to come along because you're girl and you might get hurt.
But then, you know, he kind of has this like little fling with the, you know, other planet princess lady. But then she's like, oh, Cyborg 009, why don't everyone else leave, but you just stay.
You stay with me.
Stay with me.
And he's like, thank you for asking to stay.
And then she dies, and she's like, oh, Cyborg 009, I deserve this. I was being selfish.
It's real dumb.
And that's it.
That entire plot doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They fix their ship, and they go on. And then they have a neat thing where they try to sneak up on the bad guy's Death Star because he has a Death Star. Everybody has a Death Star now.
You get a Death Star. You get a Death Star. Everyone gets a Death Star.
Yay! So the cyborgs, because the robots, decide they're going to sneak up by coming in from in front of like a different planet and syncing their heartbeats with the pulse from this planet star thingy, which... I mean, obviously doesn't make any sense in reality, but like, yeah, it's a neat idea, I guess.
They're cyborgs, so at least they did something with that because, okay, this is the biggest thing I have to say about this movie. It makes no sense to send these cyborgs into space.
Because they don't have powers that are useful when flying a ship or being in space.
They're like, so many of the cyborgs have powers that are kind of specific to Earth. Like, one guy is can fly.
One guy can fly.
One guy can swim.
I mean, the flying guy, that's applicable in any location.
Not really in space.
Yeah, like if you go to other planets, you can use flying. That's a thing you can do. The other guy, one of the guys is gun.
But not if you're in a spaceship.
Okay, if you're in a spaceship, yes, that obviously doesn't do anything. One guy is strong, and he does that like once in the whole movie.
Yeah.
One guy can swim real good. He does it once on Earth, and then he just kind of stands around with a gun.
Even our protagonist, he has like, I don't know,
good reflexes.
Heightened reflexes.
That's literally
and
his
stuff.
ability.
Like, that's not really applicable on a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the captain of the ship, but like, why? Like, he doesn't have any space training.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to pilot a ship.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid.
Oh, but you see, he drives race
cars.
So he knows how spaceships work.
Yeah, because that was his career before he became a cyborg. He was like a speed racer.
I mean, yes. Anyways,
he was a Go Speed Racer Go.
Two of the characters, the gun cyborg and the flying bird cyborg, are total bros. Yeah, absolute bros, like bros that would probably kiss type of bros. They're that tight. They're just like, yeah, we're bros. Gun Bro goes on this mission to save the scientists and the kid and whatever on the Death Star. And he does a suicide play where he explodinates himself to take out the entire Death Star. Mm-hmm. And Bird
Turns
Bro
out he's rigged himself with like a nuclear bomb.
Oh yeah, of course, as you do. So when
he's kind of been planning this since the beginning.
So Bird Bro is real sad and actually cries. So like you get a guy crying on screen. Good. That doesn't happen a whole lot.
I'm really kind of pissed off though that nobody else cries but the girl.
Yeah.
And Bird Bro.
Yeah. It would be nice if others, like, you see a couple of them, like, looking really... Like, the others look sad and dejected, but no actual tears from anybody else. Anyways,
it's just one of those little things. It's like, really? Really? Can we not show the others crying?
The main bad guy has escaped, and he's gone to the super galaxy because he's going to fuse with it and have ultimate power over the universe. So the good guys follow... And then I got really confused about what happened, but the main character also does this, gets fused into the super galaxy.
The plot
falls apart.
Yeah, it like builds, and then it falls completely apart.
There's a lot of flashy scenes going on, but I could not follow what the hell happened. But they explain what happened after the fact.
Whitney and I were literally okay, we checked out during most of this film because it was so boring.
We've watched 2 really long space operas back to back.
Yeah, so we're checked out for the most part. But we're like following what's going on. It gets to this part and we're like,
wait, what happened? Did I miss something?
Did we miss... What? Is Cyborg 009 dead?
Because he fuses with the super galaxy and now he's super glowing and if you touch him, you die. And then they're suddenly back at Earth because he wished real hard, apparently. And then we're told that he also, while both him and the bad guy were fused with the super galaxy, he wished that the other guy would die. And so the other guy died. And then they're back at Earth. And so the conflict resolved, I guess. And then hold on. They make a grave for 00 Gun. I don't remember what number he is. I think he was like 4 or something.
4, I think.
And they're like, oh, this is really sad and stuff. And then 00 Gun walks up and like, hey, what's going on? Turns out you wished me back to life. Thanks, asshole. Because I was totally cool with dying because I was kind of sick of being a cyborg. But you know what? I'm okay with being a cyborg now. Probably because you changed my mind when you wished me back.
Well, no.
That's how he says.
Okay, no. He gets wished back as a human. And he wants the doctor to make him a cyborg again.
Wait, what?
Yes.
That's what he said?
He doesn't have gun hands anymore.
No, he did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, he didn't. I'm pretty sure he lost his gun hands and he's like, I want to be a cyborg again. It's so stupid, dude.
Now you're making me question that. I thought he still had gun hands.
No.
I thought he was back as a cyborg.
No, I think his hands were back to normal. Because normally he had like the segmented digits, but at the end he doesn't. He's a guy.
But
or
he
at
still
least,
doesn't have eyeballs.
No, he still doesn't have eyeballs. I the way I read that, the way it was playing out, he got wished back as a human, and he's like, I want to be a cyborg.
Well, how I read it is he got wished back as a cyborg, and he's like, you know what? I'm okay with being a cyborg because at least I'm alive, and I'm used to living life like this, or something.
He's like, I've got nothing else better to be than a cyborg.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Because them all being cyborgs is like a tortured past, how we've been put through all this terribleness of being a cyborg.
Right.
It's just a shared...
It's their shared trauma.
Shared trauma, which, like, fair. So either way, it doesn't matter. He's back, and, like, him and Bird Bro can be bros again.
You know what our protagonist doesn't wish for, apparently?
The purple lady or her planet being saved.
Or the child, like...
Or the child and his
alien.
planet to be saved, or anything.
No.
No, they're just still dead.
He's like, F you, got mine.
Yep.
Oh my god, this was so damn. This was bad.
So, like, the idea with the heartbeat and actually playing up the fact that they're robots, I think that was, like, a neat idea.
That was actually, like, I think my favorite animation moment from this film. Because, like, they even have a moment where they're flying to the Death
Get
Star.
into position, yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, they're going and, like, the lady, 003, is like, oh, and she has, like, this moment where she kind of, like, quavers. And then the others are kind of like, oh, and so, like, their heartbeat kind of, like, spikes a little bit, and then they have to bring it back down. And, like, it's not much, but it was the only time in this film where I felt a connection to the characters and felt that they had some kind of camaraderie with each other, and, like, they cared about each other. And, like, it was just a nice bit of character animation to make you a little bit invested in them. And normally, I don't feel that at all for these characters.
Like, sure, the characters stand around and make jokes at each other's expenses constantly.
Writers need to realize that characters being assholes to each other, but you never see them, like, actually getting along, does not make for immediate, like, oh wow, they must be friends because they just get on each other's nerves all the time. Like, no, we need to actually see them be friends too. It can't just be quippy quips unless you're going for a specific dynamic where, like, at Guardians of the Galaxy, where they are all assholes to each other and, like, that's the thing. But you know, when you actually are trying to make a group that's like, no, the power of friendship's gonna win the day, like, you need to actually show that they like each other and they worry about each other.
Which is why Gunn and Bird actually work here. Because they do care about each other. And
yeah, and he's devastated when he hears about Gunn. So,
yeah. I don't know, probably don't watch this one.
No, anyway, so talking a little bit about, you know, this movie and its production. This is the third film in this franchise. We're still going to be seeing more Cyborg 009 in the future because this has been a long-lasting franchise, you know, ever since it started. But this movie was made after the sudden cancellation of the anime in 1979. However, it is unconnected from the anime series. So this is not like a finale or anything like that, which we suspected because, like, they were kind of playing fast and loose with the characters, like,
and just, like, killing people off. I'm like, oh, so it's like a finale or something.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
And another reason why
it does have that but it has the character designs from that show, right?
I don't know. Like, I'm not positive because they...
Or is this just its own standalone thing?
It feels like it's its own standalone thing, which feels weird because it feels like some of the things that the characters say are like, oh, that's just, you know, Gunn being Gunn. And, like, it feels like, you know, maybe it was trying to do, like, fan service for that, but I think it's just kind of its own thing where, like, it was based off the manga and then made into a movie kind of thing.
Huh. Well, okay.
There was quite a bit of studio intervention on like what exactly the plot could be, and I can only guess that the studio wanted it to be more like Space Battleship Yamato.
Because, like, this feels very much so like the original Yamato.
Uh-huh.
And then also Star Wars.
Yes.
Because why not?
Another thing is the director of this film is Masayuki Ikeki?
Is that a K?
Ike?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up because it looks like an H or a K.
No, that's an H. It's
Akehi.
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 Akehi. Yeah, that sounds right.
Akehi. Is probably more correctly. I hope I'm not putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable, but that happens a lot with Japanese and me.
Yeah. And me. But originally, the director that they wanted for this film was Rintaro, who was the director for Galaxy Express 999, which...
Who is also the creator of Galaxy Express 39, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't get him.
Don't get him. But, I mean, if he was involved at all in the making of this film, I will say that the other planet where there's the lady who falls in love,
girl.
Yeah, I'm like, that kind of makes sense, but also, like, I don't know if that was just, someone being like, well, why don't we just make it like this because this director likes these things, Like, it feels very much like because this guy was involved in the project, we have this plot.
We have a plot element where a single female character shows up and she's lonely but at the top and she needs help with her job and then she loves the main character and dies.
Yeah.
Because that's just all he writes.
Because she was being selfish.
God.
Anyway.
That's a perfect segue because join us back here next time as we watch a movie all about a woman being incredibly selfish to the expense of others. We're going to be watching Bloody Lady from Czechoslovakia.
Oh, I'm actually excited. Okay.
Oh, yes. Goodbye, Japan. Let's watch some other movies now.
See you then.